This mechanism is known as a center stand mechanism, as when the card opens, the mechanism is on the inside and it stands directly up. So first thing you're going to need to do is, with your piece of A4 card, fold it in half. Make sure you do this very, very accurately. Crease along the folded edge with your finger and press nice and firmly so you get a really good crease. This is the piece that's going to be the inside mechanism. So we're going to keep it folded in half, and we're going to start to work from the open edge first. So have the folded edge at the top and the open edge at the bottom. First thing you are going to do is you are going to measure 2 centimeters up from the open edge. This doesn't matter whereabouts you are doing it along the base, as long as you're doing 3 little dashes up 2 centimeters from the base of your card. Once you've got those 3 dashes, you can then match them up and draw a line going across. So that you have something that looks like that. Our centre stand is going to be a house. So to draw that to begin with, using the left hand side of your card, you are going to measure 10 centimetres from the left hand side of the card along that 2 centimetre line you've just drawn, and make a little dash. Bring your ruler up sort of halfway, and again measure a dash at 10 centimetres. So you should have 2 dashes that are 10 centimetres from the left hand side edge. Take your ruler, match those together and draw a nice faint guideline going from the top all the way to the bottom. We're now going to measure 8 centimetres up from that 2 centimetre line. So if you do it on the left hand side, so 8 centimetres from the 2 centimetre line, not the bottom of the card. Same on the line you've just drawn from the top to the bottom, so from the 2 centimetre marker up 8 centimetres. Match those 2 points together and again draw a guideline going across. This part here is going to be the main part of our house, so we now need to make the roof. So this here is 10 centimetres. So we are going to put a marker, so if you place your ruler, so the 0 is on the left hand side edge and the 10 is on the line that you've drawn. You're going to do a marker on that folded edge at 4.5 and at 5.5. So that you've got 2 dashes that are at 4.5 and 5.5. Take the first dash and diagonally draw that down to match the line below. And then take the second dash and draw that down diagonally to the line below. So that you have your roof. We want a flat part of the roof at the top, and this will become apparent why in a minute. We can now create our chimney. So if you measure from the right hand side of that flat part of the roof, you will see that that section there is 4.5 centimetres. So we're going to measure at 1.5, do a dash, and at 3.5 and do a dash. And you will see that is 1 centimetre in from the right hand side line, and then obviously 2 centimetres further. Bring your ruler down and do the same on this line. So we now know that's 1 centimetre in from the right hand side, and then a further 2 centimetres in from that marker. And we can then match our rulers up and draw a line only to the roof, so that you have something that looks like that. So we've got the main part of the house, we've got the roof, and we've got the chimney. Before we move on, we're going to draw a second house that's slightly smaller. So same along the 2 centimetre line. We are going to draw 6 centimetres. Do the same, slightly further up. Match these two together and draw a line. We are going to make this part of the house 4.5 centimetres high, so measure 4.5 centimetres up from the 2 centimetre marker, and do that on both sides, and then draw a straight line going across. The roof on this one is going to be 3 centimetres high, so from that line we've just drawn, we're going to measure 3 centimetres up, and again draw a line going across. This time on this house we don't need that flat edge to the roof, so we're going to find the halfway point on that top line, which is obviously 3, and then we're going to bring that diagonally down to the right and to the left to make the roof. Again, we can now add in a chimney. So if you put your ruler at the top of the tip of the roof, we'll see that the gap from the top of the roof to the edge of the house is 3. So if we put a marker at 1 and a marker at 2, do the same on the line below. So come in 1, and then again we can draw this down so that it touches the roof. And what we've now got there is 2 houses drawn. First one should be 10 centimetres by 8 centimetres. The roof should be 5 centimetres high. We've got our chimney, and then the second one is slightly smaller at 6 centimetres, 4.5 centimetres high. The next stage will be to cut these out. Keeping your card held together, so it's not opened, it's still together, cut along the right hand side of the first house so that we completely cut the other part away. You can put the little house to one side for a minute. Keeping the big house still together, very carefully cut the shape of the house. Do not cut the top of the chimney or the roof on that folded edge. We need them to still be together. So what you've got is you've got your house drawer cut out. It's still together, so if you were to open up, it's still held together by the roof and the chimney. And we've got our 2 centimetre section at the bottom. What we can do is, if we use our ruler, we're going to place our ruler along that line where it's the 2 centimetres from the bottom. Grab both bits of card and fold it up against that edge and press very firmly to get a really good crease. These are going to be our glue tabs to create the centre stand. If we just put that to one side for a minute, we're now going to cut out the smaller house. Now this only needs to be 1 level, so we can actually open this card up and we can now cut this house so that it's just 1 piece of card. So we've got our second house. Same as before, take your ruler on the base line, the 2 centimetre line, and then carefully fold the card up and over to create a really good crease for the glue tab. So what we've got is a small house and a big house, and this is now almost ready to assemble. There's one final piece we need to create. If you grab your piece of card that you cut your house from, you'll notice you've still got a strip of card at the bottom with our 2 centimetre marker on. We want to keep that bit of card. So all we're going to do is we're going to measure from one side of that card in 1 centimetre, do a dash. We're then going to go 2 more centimetres, do a dash, and then 1 further centimetre and do a dash. So if you match up the 0 on your ruler with the edge of the card, you can see you're going to put a dash at the 1, the 3, and then the 4. Do the same, slightly higher up, so a dash at the 1, the 3, and the 4. We can then match these together. So that we've got something that looks like that. We can now cut this out. So if you cut along the main 2 centimetre line, and then we just want to cut the little bit on the end off that we didn't have. So what you should be left with is a 1 centimetre section, 2 centimetres, and 1 centimetre. We can then fold these with our ruler again. So just fold along the crease. If you turn it around once you've done one, it makes it easier to lift the card. So what we've then got is a piece of card that's folded like so. So it's got a 2 centimetre bit on the front, and then we've got 2 pieces that go back that are 1 centimetre in length. And that is now everything ready to start assembling our centre stand. So now we need to get our second piece of A4 card and fold this nice and accurately in half. Okay. So if you open your card up and lie it flat, what we're going to want first is the big house. So with your big house, what you're going to want to do is open it up completely. With your Pritt stick, you're going to want to put a little amount of glue just across the crease of the chimney. Not too much, not going down too far, and just a little bit across the roof. So you can see there it doesn't go too far. It's not lots and lots and lots of glue. Just got a little bit of glue over the crease of the chimney and the roof. And then what I can now do is close that down, press firmly, and the little top bit of the roof and the chimney is now held together. So it's not coming all the way down, it's just a little bit at the top. What we're now ready to do is to glue this in to our second piece of card. So you're going to use your Pritt stick, and on one side of your house, at the very bottom on the 2 centimetre section, just put some Pritt stick on one side. We're then going to match this up, try and get it in the middle of your card with the crease, and press down nice and firmly. So one side is attached to your card. We're then going to do the same on the other side, so Pritt stick on the 2 centimetre section only. This time we're going to close the card up, press nice and firmly along the crease, and then when we open the card, your house will stand up on the inside. So if I hold that there, you can see the house stands up on the centre stand. Second part to this is now adding our mini house in front. So what we're going to do is same thing. We've got our 2 centimetre line here that we've got folded. We want to put some Pritt stick on this area. Remember, you don't need lots and lots of Pritt stick, just a nice thin layer will do. Get this roughly in the middle of your house before, and you're going to glue this down so that the glue tab touches the big house. So So you can see there that the glue tab goes right up to the big house. And then finally, we need just our piece of card that we cut out to be able to glue this piece up. So all you're going to do is place a little bit of glue on one of the 1 centimeter areas. And you want to glue that down, so fold it down on itself. I'm just going to glue that on the back of the house. Okay, have it folded so that you can see the 2 centimeter section and the 1 centimeter section on the top. Keeping that folded down, add a little bit of glue to the remaining 1 centimeter section. And then carefully fold the whole card over, press nice and firmly. And then when you open this up, you should find that that will bring the other little house up with it. So what you then have is your center stand with another house in front. And this is a great mechanism because you can keep layering up. I could do some trees coming from either side. I could do something else on this area. I could do the same on the back. And you can just keep layering and layering up till you've got a really amazing scene effect starting with a center stand.